everyone, Charles from Hard Work Martial Arts here. Today I want to cover how to tie your chest guard. Once you reach your intermediate ranks with us, you're going to have a chest guard and headgear, and it's also important that you know how to tie your chest guard and headgear and help other students prepare for their sparring session as well. So once you get your chest guard, you're going to want to make sure that it fits you well and that you can wear it well. Now, I want to put the strap over my head, and I'll just let the strings hang down behind me. I want to bring the side of the pad up and underneath my armpits pretty close, okay? I don't want it hanging down with a ton of space, and I want to make sure the bottom of the pad down here has a little bit of clearance for my hips. If it comes too far down, it may jam up my legs, so I want it high enough that I'm able to lift my leg up nice and high for when I throw my strikes, okay? Once you have this, and you have the strings hanging down, whatever color the person is wearing, if they're wearing blue, you're going to use the blue straps. If they're wearing red, you're going to use the red straps. This is important to make sure that the pads overlap the back and go around the sides. You don't want these to fold in and underneath. That's not going to give you the proper amount of protection. So I take the pads and I make sure they're wrapped all the way around. I'll ask my partner to bring it in around their body and then sometimes squeeze it in and hold it, especially if it's a newer pad, which is still a little bit stiffer. From there, up at the top for ours, there's some elastic that's already crisscrossed. There's already an X up here for the pads. Older styles may not have this X. They may be free hanging strings. That's fine too. But make sure you have an X up here from the top of the shoulder pads before you come down. Now from here, we're going to lace it very similarly to the way we would lace a shoe. I'm going to take it through the strap and pull it across, and I'll take the other one and I'll do the same thing on the other side. Now don't be worried if it takes you a little bit of time to learn how to do this well. It takes some practice. Some people can do it with one hand. Some people can even tie their own chest guards. If you, right now, your first goal, just learn how to tie other people. Now once I have the first one, I'm going to pull it to where it's snug. I don't want it super tight. The chest guard should have some room for it to move and shift, and that could absorb some of the impact. I don't want it so loose that it's flopping around and getting in my way when I move to kick, but I don't want it so tight that it's hard for me to breathe or compressing my rib cage or chest. That's going to make it more difficult for me to move and maintain my endurance as I spar. Now, for smaller kids, you may only have 2 straps. Here we have 1, 2, and 3 straps, but you may have 2, okay? In either case, once you do that, you're going to make another X, right? Now I'm going to do the same process through the second set. So I go through the straps and pull them. I'll come over to the other side, same idea, through the straps and pull them. If you see I'm holding the other string with my fingers, that just makes it easier for me. Again, I'll pull it kind of snug and I'll repeat the process one more time. So through the straps, pull it, I'll hold on to that one, through the straps, and pull it. Now, here's the hardest part for you, okay? When you do this, don't yank really hard. Now, while that's not necessarily a problem for your partner or making sure that they're comfortable or uncomfortable, over time, the string will start to saw through the straps and that will wear out your pads. So instead, I'm going to pull up a little bit and then I'm going to pull down to help tighten it, and then I'll pull in. What you don't want is a lot of heavy yanking, okay? Your partner will adjust, and feel free to ask them. I encourage you to ask them, hey, is that tight enough? Is that comfortable enough? Every person likes to wear their pads a little bit differently, so make sure to ask them. Once you're here, it's like tying a shoe, okay? One more time, I crisscross, I go around. If you know how to tie your belt, you'll know how to do this. Then I can make a bow, whatever fashion of bow I want to make. I loop around, and I'll pull it snug. Now I want to make sure that I pull this knot very, very tight, okay? I don't necessarily want to double knot it. My partner may have a hard time getting out of their chest guard at the end of the class if that happens. So I'm going to have one knot and then I'm going to pull it very, very snug, and I make sure that there's enough string there for them to be able to grab. Now sometimes the pads, the chest guard, may have 3 sets of straps, but the string may only be long enough for 2. That does happen sometimes. That's okay. You can skip the middle strings or the middle straps if you need to, okay? Once you're done, let your partner know that they're all set and they're good to go for their sparring practice. Big advice, last advice, make sure you put your chest guard and head guard on after you put on your arm pads and your leg pads. Otherwise, you're going to have a very hard time. Hope that helped. See you in the next video.